Good morning and welcome back to the channel, everyone. In this video, I am going to take you along for a ride with me as I commute into Phoenix. It is Monday morning and we are at a cool 54 degrees here in the valley. I hopped up earlier. I got me my first cup of joe, checked my email, got caught up on what I needed to do. I spent some time with the missus, and then before you know it, it was time to go. I also packed me some drinks for the week and some tamales from yesterday's session. We didn't quite finish all of the tamales as far as steaming them because yours truly let the water steam away and I burned the pan. So we got it soaking right now. We have maybe about eight more tamales to steam. They're in the fridge right now. But I think we got, I would say overall, 3 dozen tamales. And everything was just right because when the missus was done, there were only a few pieces of silakvu left. The tamale meat, popover meat, was completely gone, and the masa was completely gone. So everything worked out perfectly. We got to have popovers in the morning, which we were craving, and man, those were so good. The fry bread, I know she said she changed a little bit of the process where she added some, I don't know if it's lard or shortening. I think it's shortening, but I think that might have made it a little bit like having a nice little crunch when you bite into it. But yeah, the popovers were a success, and the tamales, the husks were just fine. That was what we were concerned about, and we made do with the pot that we had in the house. It's mainly a stew pot, but I rigged it up in order to steam the tamales. But I did see this show yesterday briefly. I didn't pay a lot of attention to the details, but the lady was an Asian lady making tamales for the first time, and she automated most of it. So she had one of those mixers. She threw everything, her masa in there, and I think even when her meat was done boiling, she threw it in there and chopped it up. But what I enjoyed the most and what I was curious about is her steamer. She had like a small rectangular device that was like a mini roaster, and it had a lid and it had some electronic controls. And so when she had rolled her tamales and tied them, she stood them up in the steamer and turned it on. And that was, it seems like it might be an easier way to steam tamales, but I don't know. I don't think I've seen one of those before in the store. I'm sure they're available if you look, but I wonder if isn't that how a rice cooker works? Through heating the water and steaming the rice? Because if you look at the bottom inside of your rice cooker, it's just heating elements, and then you place your pan, your aluminum or lightweight metal pan on that element, then you add your rice and your water, and it's not exactly the same concept because the water is with the product, not outside of it like it's supposed to be done with the tamales. But I think it might be worth a try sometime. Comment below if you think that that would be something worth trying, or would it? Do you think it might break the or mess up your rice cooker? So last night we had tamales for dinner, and then we hit the sack. The boys came home about maybe 10ish or something. A lot of traffic today, albeit I left about 5 minutes later than usual. But generally speaking, it's not this busy. Even well, it's I guess it's dependent on the behavior of the drivers. For instance, this white sedan up here, they probably left on time. They're not in a hurry, and so they're just cruising along. Whereas the rest of us are maybe used to a little faster pace. But it's just a preference. And so I didn't get to pack any of the pork. I we did a leg of pork in the slow cooker. We started it Saturday night, cooked all night, and then a little bit in the morning, and then last night or yesterday afternoon I took it apart. I pulled it off the bone and put it in a bowl and let it cool some more. What I did with this one is I let it cook with the skin up, and so the skin had all the spices on it, and that part got charred pretty much to where it's maybe not edible. But I think what it did was it helped keep the moisture inside the roast and the carnitas, and some pieces were a little bit crunchy and starting to get dry on the outside. But I think that's what makes carnitas. Whenever you go to those carnicerias or your food city and you go to that heating area in the deli and you see the pork in there, it's nice and warm. It's under the light and it's got a nice crunch to it. This guy's busy on his phone. That's why he came into our corner or our section of the road. I guess he's got to get caught up with something, maybe work plans or work orders or something. But so I was gonna bring some of that leftovers for lunch, but I figure I'll start with the tamales. I'll eat those, and if I get hungry, then I may get something else. Or I could start with a breakfast burrito from one of the local vendors, the small business vendors, and then I could have the tamales for lunch. Because I haven't had a breakfast burrito from one of the vendors there on Burrito Lane for, I want to say, almost like a month now. And kind of sort of craving one, but it's not a must have. I kind of wanted one of those biscuits that have the shredded potatoes and spam in there, but I'll see. I don't have any excuse me. I don't have any cash, so I'll have to stop somewhere or go to the ATM in the lobby, and so that's the plan. I don't know what you guys have planned for breakfast or lunch. Be sure and put it in the comments. What's your routine? And is anybody headed up north for Christmas? Oh ho ho ho! Good thing that guy wasn't on his phone. He would have probably hit that car. Wow, look at these guys. Somebody's a little anxious and restless, huh? But yeah, it's always good to give yourself a few extra minutes so you're not rushing. And if you are in traffic, and just be safe, don't drive like some of these guys. And then when you get in, just document your time and put in some leave for that lateness. It's better to be safe, I believe. Let's see what's going on the radio real quick.
Campus. 98. Julia Coronado is here to talk about it. She's founder and president of Macro Policy Perspectives and a professor at the University of Texas, Austin. Hi, Julia.
Good morning.
Markets have hit these record highs, and they keep hitting record highs. How much longer can this kind of go on for?
Well, that's a great question. Of course, the economy has been humming along, and Friday jobs report was more evidence in that favor. So the market likes to react to good news, but when valuations are already very high, it's a fair question as to how much higher does this good but not booming economy justify. And of course, we know that valuations in the stock market are very concentrated. There have been about 7 stocks that have been driving most of the rally. A lot of that centered around technology and AI optimism. So there's good questions to be asked about valuations.
Yeah. We are getting inflation data this Wednesday. How important is that at this point to markets?
Markets always care about inflation, and it has firmed a little bit after this incredible run in recent months, and are looking for kind of a middle of the road report, not too hot, not a lot of progress either. Markets aren't expecting it to get in the way of a Fed rate cut.
Slice cash and zero security deposit. Stop in and experience the no.
Okay, you all, you have a great day. Don't forget to tell your loved ones how much you care for them, how much you appreciate them, and if you can, give them a hug. Spend some time with them, give them a call, send them a text or an email. And be safe out there. Thank you for watching, and you have a great day.